What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rambling Garage. Today we're doing another Trans Am vlog. Doing another 89 GTA vlog. I told you guys there was a detailing vlog coming, and here we are. So this car is in overall pretty good condition. It had a repaint back in the 90s, I believe, and the paint wears pretty good, but it's got a couple problem spots that I want to address, some swirls that I want to take care of, stuff like that. So I'm going to put a short out there and see what you guys want to do, whether we want to wax it or ceramic coat it. I'll show you guys what I have. I'm also going to show you guys some of the stuff that I'm going to be chasing in this video. So let's turn around, let's take a look at the products we're going to be using potentially, and we'll start cleaning this thing up and get it looking brand new again. Alright, so we got our stuff that we want to use over here. I've not used microfiber cutting discs before, so I'm going to try that out. I usually use the foam pads. With that, I'm probably going to go pretty light. That might even be a little more heavy than I want to go. We'll see. I might start a little lighter and work our way up, but I don't know how aggressive these are going to be, so we'll find out. Then we have to finish with something. I have this cheap Amazon ceramic coating. I put it on the Grand Cherokee. It looks fantastic. It's actually really good. Has held up for about 1.5 years now. Or I have this plain old wax. So we're going to see what you guys want me to do via the short, but we'll be doing one of those. I have a feeling we're going to get ceramic coating votes, but we'll see. So that's our options. As for the car, it's pretty clean right now, but it does have some swirls, and we'll see if we can kind of show those to you. I'll turn the flash on here too. Mainly on the surfaces up top, you can see that it's got a little bit of stuff. So some of that is just remnants from the quick detailer, but you can see in here a little bit. Kind of hard to tell, but I do have some scratches, some swirls and stuff. I think it's a little dirty, which is hiding some of that, but especially on the body line, I do just have some swirls and stuff that I want to work out. And getting up into here, I have some more. So we're going to take care of that. Not going to do any touch up. I do have a couple spots that I could touch up. Like, where is it? There's one up here, I thought. There it is. Like, that could use a little touching up. Down here, before I got the car, it's hit a curb or two. It's got some spider webbing. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But some spider webbing there. A little bit more over here. Some of that stuff we're not going to be able to take care of. Some of these lighter scratches we might be able to fix. A little high there on the camera, but that one I can catch my fingernail on. Probably not going to be able to fix that. That one I can catch it on a little bit, if it'll focus. But we should be able to make it at least look better. Rest of the car's in pretty good shape. Not too much to be concerned about. We do have some good swirls back here. So hard to show on a camera. You can tell that this is just doing the normal third gen spoiler type stuff, but can you see some of those swirls? I hope. Oh, so hard to get it to focus, but some decent swirls that we'll be chasing, and we'll just make the whole thing look better. It looks pretty good right now, but it can look better, especially when it's in the sunlight. So that's what we want to do. Might touch up some of this. I thought about taping this all off and just kind of, it goes up in here too, giving that a little coat of paint, making it look better. We'll see how far we get. It's been bugging me. Same with these guys. Should do the same thing. Just coat them off or cover them up, tape them off, and spray a little paint on. Might do that. This thing looks okay. I just got wax all caked up in it. So got some things to clean up, but all in all, not too terrible. Just not up to my standards, and you guys know I'm picky. So we'll come back here shortly, and we'll decide if we're going to use wax or ceramic, and we'll start working on the correction. Alright guys, so we're going to, similar to the Silver Trans Am, we're just going to give this thing a wipe down with some quick detailer. It's in pretty good shape. It's pretty clean. Just got a little bit of some junk on it, some grass and stuff from mowing, and here at this light you can maybe see a little bit better some of the swirling that I'm going to try and attempt to chase. Still kind of hard to see, but something like this light from Harbor Freight is going to be really helpful to identify where those scratches are. There's a couple in there, and it'll just help us to really get some light into it and expose some of those. So I'm going to start with wiping this whole thing down with some quick detailer. We'll get it all nice and clean. And then tomorrow, I think, I'm going to come back and we're going to start our first step of the polishing. We'll probably start on the hood or something. I really hate doing the sides of the car, but start on the hood, make our way around, and I believe we decided right there we're going to use some ceramic coating. So we'll get this all looking good, get it all polished up, and then we're going to rub it down with some rubbing alcohol, which will take all the coatings and stuff off that are on here, remove all the grease and stuff, and then we'll ceramic coat it. And that can really take about as long as waxing a car if you're quick about it. So we'll do that. We'll show you how we do it. So enough talking. Let's start cleaning. All right, guys, so I started working on this a little bit and got a little frustrated. I was using the new microfiber pads that I have. I didn't realize they were 5-inch, my backing plate's 6-inch, but I thought, hey, light pressure, it'll be fine. No, it ended up putting in a bunch of micro swirls because the hook and loop backing plate was touching the paint sometimes, even though I wasn't putting much pressure into it, so that was kind of frustrating. So then I switched over to a yellow pad, used some of this other stuff that I have laying around. This Meguiars number 1 and I think number 9 here. And they just weren't working for me and I was getting kind of frustrated with them. So I just went back to tried and true Ultimate Polish yellow pad. And that's what I did back here on the spoiler. And the spoiler, you can tell, turned out okay. There's still some swirls, so I'm gonna attack it with the Ultimate Compound as well. But so you can see the swirls up here. And we'll go over to where I didn't do it. You can see up top already, significantly better just with the polish. So these Ultimate products, I believe, have a lot of silicone in them, so we're still gonna have to do like an IPA wipe to get it where I want. But went out yesterday and I have somewhere a bottle of Ultimate Compound. I'm gonna hit it with the red pad, and we're just gonna get this thing perfect. So like, there's some swirls up in here. I want to take care of all that. I did some 3M scratch remover because I didn't have Ultimate Compound yesterday, and this is how the roof turned out. So pretty dang good. I'm going to hit it with compound again and then follow it up with polish. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the whole car with compound, Ultimate Compound, and then I'm going to follow it up with polish, and then we're going to ceramic coat it. So this looks really, really good. I'm pretty happy with it. Just got a couple little extra things to chase, and then if we get the whole car looking similar to that, we'll be in a good spot. So enough talk for today. Let's start working. I'm gonna blow it off with the leaf blower first, make sure there's no dust and stuff getting caught in our pad, and start polishing. All right, half the roof completed. We'll wipe this off here shortly. I also did the pillar up here. If you're curious, my method just did down and back, 50% overlap, one pass, and then I came back through, up and down, 50%, one pass, down and back, and then up and down. So we hit everything twice. Have a nice uniform finish here. So we'll wipe it off and see what we got. All right, so this is compound. This is 3 or 4 on my dual action, and I would say mild pressure. And then we'll come back with the polish and we'll do, I'd say 3 or 4 again, but a little less pressure and move it a little quicker. That is just about everything taken care of. Everything that we're gonna chase, at least. Some little minor swirls in there, but old paint, we're not gonna chase it all. Pretty dang good. It looks phenomenal. So we'll do the rest of the car with this. Let's see how we did on the pillar. I only did one pass up down on that, and that looks freaking great too. So move my way to the hood, and I'm doing all the top facing areas first because I hate doing the side facing areas. But move our way to the hood and get that all done, and see what that looks like. All right, 3/4 of the hood done. I got to do that back corner, but man, mind you, this is only compound. We got to polish still. That'll clean it up a little bit, brighten it up a little bit. Look how good that looks. There's still some some scratches. I got one right there. I can get my finger in it. I'm not gonna get it out. And stuff like right here. Again, I can get my finger in it, my fingernail. You're not gonna get it out, but like that little one there, I can still catch it, and I could probably chase that down, but is it worth it? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to knock down the edges on stuff like this so that it doesn't refract the light so much. So when you do that, you get a scratch like that, which you can kind of see, but you get on top of it, you really can't see it because it's not deforming the light reflection as much because we beat down the edges of the physical scratch. So really starting to look good, just compound, and you can tell how bright it is. Even compared to before, this is a pretty bright car, and just getting better. So, keep doing this. I'm gonna do the pillar, the roof. I'm actually thinking about taking my badges off because those are technically in the wrong spot. They need to be bumped out a little bit. If I do that, I'll probably buy new badges, which I think is probably worth it because we're going through the effort of making this thing perfect anyways. Same with this one. This one actually has to go a little further back here, I think. So just put it in the wrong spot when they repainted the car. Happens all the time. So there are measurements online. So they do look like they, well, I thought they double-sided taped them all on. Kind of feels like it. So just need to get some fishing line and get those popped off and cleaned up. So I will probably do that off camera, but show you guys if I do. That way I can polish all around here and get those all really cleaned up and order new badges, and I'll be super happy with it. So, all right, gonna continue. I'm not showing you guys much of this because it's literally just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Kind of boring, so I don't want to bore you guys with time lapses, but we'll wrap this hood up and move to the roof. All right, guys, so I have made some progress on all of the top facing areas. Back here on the spoiler looks really good. I ended up compounding that and I got most of it. There's a couple little swirls and stuff in there. Again, I'm not gonna chase everything. We can see on the, where is it, on the back here somewhere. I thought there was a spot that I could see pretty easily, but the spoiler is cracking. I don't want to put more pressure on there than I need to, but it turned out really, really good. You can see in the light there's some existing cracking, but one of the better examples that I have seen for sure. Same with the deck here, and then I polish around here real quick. I will do the taillights as well. Did the bumper while I was at it, which I think looks pretty good. And just the tops up here. I noticed a little bit that I need to touch up a little bit yet up in here. I don't know how well you can see that, but a little bit more up there. The roof looks fantastic. Any little bit of stuff you see in here is just smudged on my lens, I think, because I do not see it, but looks good. Hood looks good as well. Hood looks really good. So we do have polishing yet to do, but we'll get some more video montage going on the sides. One thing, I have a different video going. Pulled the emblems off. They're technically in the wrong positions. I think this one needs to go forward a little bit. This one needs to go just a touch back, if I recall. So there's measurements online. I was a little worried about taking these off because I wasn't sure that they had put them on long enough after the car was painted. So I was worried that it would have messed up the paint, but it looks pretty good. So I got to get that off. I'll use some Goo Gone and stuff. And I got to pull the front one off as well. I'm actually sending these out to get restored, so I'll have a video on them before and after. Primarily this front one, which you can't really find anymore. It's discontinued, so you'd need to find a nice new old stock one or get it refinished, which is what I found. But there's a video coming up on that, so I'll show you guys how that's getting done. You can just see them over here. I still got to take those off. So I had 3 more to take off, but the roof up here it's pretty good. There's a couple swirls, but nothing too crazy. I actually see a little more in here that I might want to tackle. So I might touch up some spots yet and just improve it a little bit. The hood flexes over here, so it's a little harder to get in the middle and really kind of put your back into it. But so we'll get compound to take some of that stuff out, and then we'll follow it up with polish. And all in all, I think it's going to look a lot better. So I'm not going to keep polishing tonight. We'll finish up for now. But I'll be back with you guys tomorrow, and we'll keep going. All right, guys, got the emblems off. That's going to be in a separate video after this one, but you can see we've created a little bit of some work for ourselves. So you have just like the hologram of the bird, and then we use a rubber eraser wheel, and it left some marring behind, which is fine. This is why I wanted to do this right now. I didn't want to have to come back and do it after. Still got to polish this whole pillar down to the rear quarter here, and same with up on the fenders. So that's why we left the side for now, or the sides, all the side facing panels, including the front bumper. You see that did the same thing. And you can really see the swirls on this one. This one's going to have a nice turnaround, I think, when we work on that. So all the emblems are off and they're getting sent out. So we're going to work on all of that. Eventually I'll come back through and paint these as well. But yeah, so all right, so let's get back to polishing, and we'll work on the sides. We'll get all those cleaned up. I'll show you guys a little before and after, just with the compound. That'll clean up no problem. And then I'm going to come back around and tackle some of those little swirl spots as I see them on the car. So let's get to it. Started with the driver's side, got that nice and cleaned up. There is, if you look at the exact right angle, you can kind of see where the bird was. But I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to show you guys how I did it on, we'll do it on the passenger side. Just ultimate compound, but it took a few more passes to kind of dig deep into it. Let's see if I can show you guys the little bit of spot where you can still kind of see it. You see it right there? I might try to hit it again, but I don't want to hit it too hard. And you can barely see it, so I don't know if it's worth it. But let's move to the other side and we'll hit it again. I'll give you a little before and after. All right, passenger side is obviously still there. Got a little work to do. This one looks like it should be easier than the other one, but we'll hit it with ultimate compound. I'm going to do the whole panel right here and see what it looks like. Also, while I do that, I'm going to hit some of this down here. We'll clean up this little groove. It's got some good swirls and stuff in it. So tackle them both at the same time. All right, let's see how we did. This initially up here looks really well, not really good. My battery is apparently too low to add flash, but I can tell you that I cannot personally tell what that was. Got you angled wrong, but yeah, I can't tell where it was, so I think it looks pretty good. I worked this line a little bit. You saw some swirls earlier. Yeah, this red is so like deep that it's hard to tell sometimes, but I think it looks pretty good. So we'll get a light on it. Let me charge my phone so I can use the light on here so you can get a direct light of where we're shooting from. But all in all, I think it turned out as it should. So we got to do the fenders yet, but looking good. More progress has been made, and this thing is just, woo, it's looking good. The red tends to get deeper every time I touch it, which I'm really enjoying. I got some of the small, there's little like specks of paint that were all around here. There's one here that's gone. There's one further down here. And man, it just looks pretty good. So I did not get it 100% perfect. There is like some of that stuff is just too deep to get, but some of the swirls are not worth going after. That's a little rock chip right here. Apparently I missed getting some stuff off right here. Some stuff that I've been tackling a little bit in this area. Looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. So all in all, coming out pretty good. I tackled this little scratch a little bit more. Some of that stuff's just too deep and it's not worth going after. There's another one down here. You can see it a little bit there depending on the angle, but I got it to look a lot better. Same with the one on the corner here. That one's not going away. I'd have to fill it. But yeah, a little more right there. Again, can't get it all. You get your finger in it, it's not coming out. That stuff's a little too deep to get out. But once you get some ceramic on there, that's gonna fill a little bit. You're probably never gonna notice it. So I got the bumper left. The bumper is probably one of the worst panels on this car, especially up towards here and into the badge. So that's another thing over here. I really got the badge area cleaned up well. Oh, looks nice and good. So it looks good when we get our badges back. Actually, just drop those off. Those will look great. And up here, the badge area is nasty. So I can't wait to do a little before and after up here. This is probably the worst part of the car, just up in this area here. The rest of the bumper is not that bad. Again, could touch that up if I wanted to. We'll see how it looks after we go over it a couple of times. There's no paint there, so we'll just be knocking down the edges a little bit. So a little bit of stuff down in on the corners. I think the neighbor's bike, kids hit it with the bike over here, unfortunately, but that's what it is. So we'll work on this bumper next. We got fender, door, part of the quarter. We're almost done, but we still got to do the whole thing again with some polish. So it's looking good. It's looking sharp. So we'll get that done, polished tomorrow probably, or maybe even today, and ceramic coat. I'm gonna be sitting pretty. So looking good. I'm gonna do the whole bumper, but I wanted to give you guys a real-time example of just getting this front piece done and show you how quickly we can make that look better. So no cut here. I'll get you guys pointed at it, hopefully. Show you how quickly we can turn this around. I don't want to catch that edge with the hood, so I'll toss that up. right, that was the first pass. Took me about 3 minutes. Let's wipe it off, see how it looks. Right away over here looks much better. Work our way into where the emblem was. The emblems I've been having to go after a little bit harder. Yeah, maybe a little bit here, but significantly better after a little 2-minute pass. So this is obviously going to be a focal point of the car. We want to make sure we get it as good as we can, because people are going to be, you know, I don't do a lot of car shows, but people walk up, they check out the emblem. If you got your hood open, which I usually don't, even if I go to a car show, you know, it's right here. So that's why the badges were bothering me, and that's why I want to make them better. So I'll come back, I'll hit this up a little bit more, and we'll make it totally perfect. But you can see how simple that was. Just a couple minutes, taking my time, and it looks fantastic. Most of the swirls cleaned up, just a little bit of stuff that I probably made from using the floss, getting the emblem off, but looks pretty good. So we're gonna have to work this line too, and then in front of the headlights is another focal point. So we'll work on those, keep going. Guys, we have made so much progress on this thing, and it is looking really good. Just look at the depth of that thing. It's hard to get depth out of just a flat color, no metallics, but this is starting to get dirty from sitting, but it just looks so good. Down into here, I just did the doors, just did the fender. The whole front bumper looks really, really good. Turn the light on. But these are what I call, I missed some in here, but these are what I call focal points, or what I've been calling focal points. You walk up to the car, you see these flat surfaces. If they got a bunch of swirls in them, you're gonna see that. So took some time getting that looking good. Same with up here towards the emblem. The emblem's pretty good. It's not gonna be perfect, but it looks good. So got all that taken care of. Hit the headlight covers one more time just to make sure they look decent. And there is some stuff down here that I couldn't get all the way, but got it looking quite a bit better. So car looks really good, looks really glossy. I did remove these. You probably saw those bouncing around in one of the videos. I wanted to get under them. Same with the headlight motor. Brought this one down because I was doing the fender, but fender looks fantastic. Again, took care of where that emblem was. There's a little bit of sign that there was an emblem there, but the emblem's gonna go right over it. So all in all, looks pretty good. Again, these are the areas that you just kind of walk up and you look into a car and you look right here. So these areas need to be nice and clean. So they are. The mirrors look really, really good. I did also probably do it on the other side, but I came in here and I cleaned this up. Now this doesn't need to be swirl free, but there were some scuffs and stuff that I want to look better, and it looks quite a bit better. So I'll do that on the other side as well. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Looking back here, I do have some swirls still. I don't know how well you guys can see those, so I'm gonna hit from about here all the way back one more time. The fuel door looks really good. Everything down here looks fantastic. So we're close. So I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do a time lapse of me just polishing the whole thing. We're looking at maybe, I think I can get the polish done in about an hour. We're not really chasing anything. We're just beating down some of the kind of the hazing that the compound did. So that'll be a quick process. Get the whole thing done in an hour, and then we're gonna do the ceramic coating. And again, that should take about an hour. It's really not that long. I'm gonna use a microfiber like sponge type deal, and that should go pretty quick. So we'll get the car done. I just stepping back as it's clean. It does look so good without emblems. Like it just kind of cleans up and makes the car sleek. I'm picturing that without the side trim molding as well, and it would look really, really good. But those emblems are really nice, so hopefully they look good when they come back, and we'll get them in the right spots. And this car, I'm hoping it's one of the nicer looking ones in the state when I'm done with it. That's kind of my goal. So yeah, super close. Finish up and we'll polish. Finished cutting back here on that rear quarter and just did a quick pass of the polish, and just want to show you guys. There are some small swirls in there here and there. Again, we're not chasing this to be perfect, but man, this thing is gonna look so much better. And like it's just a deep, deep red. So got down the pillar. We got to do this guy too. and well, the rest of the car. So all in all, I like how the Ultimate compound finishes out. Looks pretty good. So and the polish just gets it a little bit better. So all in all, pretty good. Time for the time lapse. We'll do the entire thing. Probably when it's light out. It's getting kind of late to be loud with the polisher, but yeah, I think that looks good. I don't know how well I can get you guys in to just see like how sharp that reflection looks. Can I do that? See a few little things, but all in all, really good. Alright guys, got the polish done. Reflection out of the sun looks so good. I got the door open, got the sun open, got the sun out, and man, it is not perfect. I was not chasing perfection. There are some swirls up there. We go look at the bumper. There's just a little bit up here. Nothing too crazy. It's gonna look really good with that emblem there, but whew, all in all, it looks really good. So I'm eventually this car's been repainted, so I want to get this bumper repainted eventually, just because of the little bit of cracking we have down in there, down on the edges and everything. So, and then right there I got that little spot where I hit the snowblower, or somebody hit the snowblower. Definitely wasn't me, but whew, it does look good, and I'm happy with it. So we are later going to IPA wipe it down, and then once we have it IPA wiped, just look, oh my goodness, so glassy. It looks so good. This car has never looked this good before, not in my possession at least, and judging by how it looked when I got it, it was an older gentleman that owned it, and I think he just kind of drove it once in a while and enjoyed it. I don't think he did much of this kind of stuff. Probably an automated car wash of sorts, but all in all, looks good. So we're going to wait till it cools off a little bit. It is getting a little warm out here, but we're going to IPA wipe this whole thing down, and then we're going to start ceramic coating it, and I'm hoping to get that done tonight so that I can pull the car out tomorrow and we can see what it really looks like. So now it's so shiny that every little thing that drops on it I want to wipe off, but I got to remind myself the windshield looks like that, so it's okay. So yeah, a lot of good going on here. This car just looks so bright, so glossy now. All in all, I'm really happy with it. So looking good. We'll be back with you guys tonight, and we're going to do some generic cheap Amazon ceramic coating, and I think we're going to see it fill in some of these swirls and just add some depth to this paint and really glossify it even more, which I'm excited for because this is crazy. Okay guys, so I got some 70% IPA here. I just wiped down the back half of the car. So we're going to start ceramic on it. This is what we're using for ceramic. It's Auto K-Can. It's from Amazon. It is a cheap one. I used it on the Grand Cherokee and it looks really good. And I used maybe a quarter of this, third of it. So there's quite a bit left in there. We're just going to use a microfiber sponge deal like this. So we'll drip it on there, get a good application on there, and then we're going to do a crisscross pattern. I did wipe the back half down with IPA, and we can see, still looking good. Maybe a little bit of silicone in those products that filled in some of the swirls, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. The ceramic's going to fill those in a touch too. So enough talking. We're going to start on the back side here. Also have the roof ready to go, so I'm going to work my way all the way up there. We're going to let it, we'll apply it, it'll flash, then you buff it off and you're done. So it's a lot like waxing. If you've waxed before, you can do this. So enough talking yet again. Let's get to work. Kind of overrated, so I'm just going to get this nice and wet there and start putting it on. So I did the back half in about 20 minutes. Got the roof and quarters back, and then IPA wiped the rest of the car. So got a ways to go yet, but we can see the finish on here. I feel like metallic paints, it does a whole lot more favors too. But all in all, it looks pretty good. My towel's a little clogged up. I've been putting it on kind of heavy, so it's not flashing as quickly as I'd like, but you can also use it on like trim pieces like here. Obviously this one's faded, but made it kind of more consistent all the way across, and just looks good all the way around. So I am giving this a little bit more time to flash over here. Let's see what it looks like, maybe a little bit. I already ripped off the hood, but down here maybe. See how it's kind of streaky, and it looks like if you just wipe Windex on it and wipe it away, it looks like that. So you wait for it to dry a little bit, you can see it kind of get a little lighter, and then it's ready to buff off. So I'm gonna leave this a little bit yet. I'm gonna continue working. I gotta do the doors, and then we'll get to the front of the car. It's going pretty quick. So keep working here, and then hopefully tomorrow we have a finished product. So I'm not gonna show you guys as I continue to buff stuff. I'll get it done, and then we'll come back to you. Alrighty guys, coating's done. It was a little harder this time around. That thing's been sitting around for a couple years, but all in all, I think it looks pretty good. Curious to see what it looks like tomorrow in the sunlight. But it's a really nice, sleek, wet finish. What the heck? That was loud. Really nice, sleek finish. One thing I noticed is when I put this back on, I have a little gap there to fix. I'll fix that. But yeah, looks good. It's not perfect, but it is a lot better. So this didn't fill in too many of the swirls that I was talking about, but I think it looks pretty good. So looking good. I'm just looking on the side. Looks really good. Looks really glossy. So happy with it. I'm curious to see how the bumper turned out. Hard to tell. but I think it turned out pretty good. So we will get it out in the light tomorrow and get a final look at it, show you guys how it looks, and then we're going to finish up a different video with the badges. They've arrived and they're being worked on as we speak. So, well, maybe not as we speak, but they are getting cleaned up. So I do like the sleek look without the badges. It looks pretty good. Same with the front if the holes weren't there, but the badges are pretty cool too. So when I took the badge out, we removed a support piece right. Oh, I'm missing that support piece right here. So that's why there's this gap now. I just gotta pull that back up. So shouldn't be a big deal. A little noticeable. So, all right, we'll be back with you guys tomorrow when it's nice out and get a good look. Alright guys, so first looks outside, cloudy day, but it looks fantastic. I'm just waiting for the sun to come out, and it is starting to peek out. All in all, looks really, really good. So hopefully you guys like that little cinematic deal. I plan on doing a full cinematic of this car, but wanted to get this done first and get the badges on, and then we'll do it. So, there we go. Still no sun, but just looking at it on a normal day like this, the paint looks really, really clear, really sharp, really deep red. I'm a really big fan of how this, a lot of reallys, but a really big fan of how this turned out. So I'm gonna get the sun out. That'll expose some of the swirls that I didn't get, and see what it looks like. But all in all, looks really, really sharp. Looks good. Really bright. I don't want to come back and ceramic coat the taillights. You can ceramic coat literally anything. Taillights, windows, whatever you want to look good and stay good for a while. You can do it all. But what do you guys think? Let's wait for the sun to come out and we'll get a direct sunlight photo or video. Sun is finally out and it is bright. Let's take a look. And all in all, it looks really good. Makes it look like there's some marring there. I think it's just being washed out by so much light right now, but we got some swirls here and there, but it's pretty good. My big old head out of the way. Look at that. I think that's pretty good for a car this age, guys. All in all, I'm very happy. Little depth out of, I got some spots like down there that I gotta fix yet, just because I missed some wiping off the ceramic, so hopefully I can get it off okay. But not perfect, but damn does it look good. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you think. I think it turned out pretty good. The car looks fantastic. Take a step back. I like it. Alright guys, here we go. Little correction on the GTA. Started with again, Meguiars Ultimate Compound, Meguiars Ultimate Polish. And finished it off with an Amazon ceramic, and I think it turned out fantastic. A lot of those swirls and stuff you can't really see in the sun. It's just so bright that it hides it. There's still some there. Again, we weren't chasing perfection. We were just chasing better, and I think we achieved that, and we achieved it pretty well. So
long video here. I appreciate you guys sticking in if you did, and I hope you guys enjoyed. You have to let me know what you think. I think my goal was to have one of the better, cleaner looking third gens in the area, and I think I accomplished that. There's a lot of clean third gens out there, but it says new paint and it's in pretty good shape. I think we're pretty close. So you have to let me know what you think. I have a few things that I want to do on this car yet. We'll have a badges video coming out, so you'll see a little bit of a flashback, and then you'll see sometime in the next week or so when we get those badges put on. So all in all, I'm happy. I think the badges will really tie it together, and car looks like a new car. We might tackle the wheels at some point. They're in pretty good shape, but they have some nicking in the clear. Just polish them out a little bit, make them look better. The exhaust, I don't know if you can tell down there, is a little crooked. I am waiting to buy the Y-pipe for this car. I'm going to do a MagnaFlow dual cat Y-pipe, but that is going to go on there, and then we'll have full stainless all the way from the manifolds back, not including the manifolds, but that's the goal. So there you have it, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching, and more content coming soon. Hopefully, we're halfway through the summer here, and I want to make sure I'm continuing to make you guys some good stuff here. So more videos coming soon. I plan to do a cinematic video on this thing when it's done. I'm going to do the same on a WS6. I saw a Viper video that I really like, and I just can't get it out of my head. I want to make a video like that with these cars, and I might actually do a review video as well. Like should you guys buy a 3rd gen, 4th gen type thing, and here's why. So those things are coming. Again, appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you there.